Hello world, this is Mike, Backwards Machining. Just a quick update, and actually one of the reasons that I wanted to explain the name of my channel, Backwards Machining, and here is a perfect example. This mandrel that I've been making for this gear over here is shot. I messed it up. Now I've got to do it again. What ended up happening was when I went to single point thread it, I assumed, and again, this is my own ignorance or inexperience, that this being 5/8 diameter steel would have been strong enough to take the load for single point threading, and I was incorrect. It bent. So this mandrel now runs out. Again, not a lot, but enough to where I'm not going to keep it. Obviously, I've been, busting my butt on this. I want to make sure if I'm going to keep some tooling, it's got to be good. I want to make sure it's accurate tooling. So I'm revising how this is going to work. Now, a couple things. The length of this obviously worked against me. And again, it doesn't need to be this long. I tried to predict the future here and figure if I make them long, that whatever I'm working on, thicker, thinner, multi pieces, I can just fit them all in the same mandrel and, save myself some time for making another tool. And it's not really necessary now that I think about it. So I started making these smaller. It's actually about half. So, if you were to consider the gear, you'll have two spacers on both sides, maybe two spacers on each side, or one really thick spacer, and then your nut. I think that should be plenty. For any future gear cutting or whatever it is I might do on this. The point of this video that I'm trying to get across is if you're making these, good luck for one. But the second part is make sure, depending on what material you're using, because I don't know what this is. I think it's just regular hot rolled steel. And again, that also worked against me when it came time for the threading, because hot rolled is very gummy, like copper. I don't mean to compare the two because they're nothing alike, but what I'm trying to say is it tends to grab when you're trying to machine it, and that's kind of what happened. Was it grabbed and bent the shaft. Also, depending on what length you're doing. Actually, no, it shouldn't depend. If you can use a center, a live center or dead center or whatever, use it. It's just good practice. And you know what? If I would have just did that, it would have avoided a lot of headache. I mean, there was a lot of time that went into this part, and it's completely scrapped now. I mean, maybe I can turn it down to a smaller, the diameter and try to save it. But again, I don't know. I don't even know if it'd be worth it at this point. But I just wanted to give you guys a heads up and a why for. Also, not all bad news. Let me show you something. Get a load of this. This right here is a Brown & Sharp number 11 taper collet. The size of this freaking thing. It's enormous. This is an R8 collet. Sitting next to it. This is what my my mill takes for a collet. These things are $100 a freaking pop. I'm gonna try to make one to see if I can do it. Probably a future YouTube video. All right, I'll catch you guys later.